Well, hello everyone. I am so excited about tonight. Lots of special things going on. Whether you're here with us live on YouTube or maybe you're watching it later on a replay, maybe you're over on Rumble, you're listening on the podcast. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And I'm so excited to have my guest, Mountain Grandma, here. You are muted. Okay, you knew that. Okay.
I knew that.
Okay, I have to do that every once in a while too with dogs. And so I forgot to tell you that behind the scenes where if they go psycho, I have to mute it and you have to take over and do a song and dance for us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited that we were able to work it out that you could come join me for a live. And so I'm really excited to have you here and get to know you a little better. And we've done like collabs together, and we've known each other, our name of our channels, and done things for over a year probably now. But to see a face and actually have a real conversation is just so exciting.
It is. It's so fun.
Yeah. So I'm glad it worked out that you could come. And it looks like we've got a couple of people in Milk and Honey Heritage Farms. Welcome.
Hey, Heather.
And they're actually coming from your channel. So I'm glad that you did go ahead and stream. And if you want to know how we know, there's a little, it looks kind of like a paper clip by their name. And that's how you know who's coming from your channel.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of fun to see. And hello, Carrie. So glad that you made it in this evening. Looks like Jamie's going to be busy tonight, but that's okay.
Hey, everybody.
Yeah. And I think that you will be able to type and respond and do all the things. You don't always. Yeah, sometimes when you're a guest, you're not able to do all that. But since you're streaming to your channel, you'll definitely be able to get on and type and say hello. Oh, we have a couple more people from your channel. I know I'll say that wrong. America Silver Patriot. Am I saying that right?
Yep, America.
I thought it was, but I didn't know for sure. And Homesteading Hustle. Hello, Lynn the Okie. Hello. Glad you're here. So excited. I should probably put this banner down.
Hey, Bev Botkin, good to see you.
Okay. We'll put that down there for just a few minutes. I always ask everyone that if you're first coming in, those first few people, I kind of bombard you and remind everyone to push those thumbs up, whether you're on my channel or her channel. That just helps with the algorithm. If you have a second, go ahead and share it out on your community tab, and then that might bring more people in, because the more that are here, the better conversation we have, and it's just so exciting.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Helena.
Yes, hello. Also, if you are watching on other than my YouTube channel, whether you're on Rumble or her channel or whatever, you won't be able to see the full conversation. So I do try my best when things get asked or something to pop them up on that screen down there instead of the ticker that's going across the bottom. So make sure that if I don't do that, you scold me and tell me, hey, Angela, put that up there. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with the conversations. So now that I've got all that out of the way, how are you today? How was your day today?
I'm doing good. It's been a beautiful week. I mean, the leaves are changing. It is gorgeous outside. Oh my goodness. And anybody who is coming from my channel knows that we were in Arizona and moved to Missouri. So all of the leaf change and stuff, we got to see it last year, and it felt like it went so fast.
Yes.
So, and we were also so crazy busy, moving and everything. Oh my goodness. But so this year we feel like we're able to enjoy it more. It's just been so gorgeous.
It is beautiful. I took my dad to an appointment.
Hey,
well, it wasn't really an appointment, but I should take that off. That gets annoying after a while. And it's amazing how just, an hour away from here, how different it is. And I can't remember what part of Missouri you're in, but Southern Missouri has the most beautiful falls. I mean, all seasons are nice. Spring's beautiful there too. But in the fall, when I would go see my sister, it was just always so pretty.
It is. It is gorgeous. we're like in the Lake of the Ozark kind of area.
Yes, that's exactly
Mhm.
where she lived.
Mhm.
Oh, what was the name of that town? It was kind of by where, oh, what is that area where they have the dolls that would pray? Oh my
Oh
gosh.
gosh, I don't know. I mean,
The
and it's like,
the ceramic dolls.
hmm, I'm not sure. There's
There's like
so
this
much that we
huge
need to
one.
see,
Yeah.
and
Well,
there's just amazing things everywhere.
we've camped down at the Lake of the Ozarks in Branson area, and
Mhm.
I cannot think of where she used to live. Webb City is
Okay.
where my sister, she Precious Moments. That's what
Oh,
I'm talking about.
really?
Yes, so
Okay.
you'll have to
So
check that out.
that company is here in
Yes,
Missouri?
that's where I think that's where they
Oh my
originated, and there's a
goodness.
big, huge statue, so if you're ever
What? That
bored
is
and
so
wanting
cool.
something to do, you might be able to
Yeah.
find that because I think I remember going there, so yeah, it's a good
There
thing my
is
husband's a
so many neat things here, like Little House on the Prairies here or was here.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's a neat place. There is so much that we want to go see, but so far it's been a lot of, building infrastructure, repairing things. Yep, the show me state.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
is so true.
Yeah.
I it is I'm glad that you are settling in and you're
Mhm.
enjoying it. So, the weather changes last winter, was that a shock for you on how
So
things
we
went?
moved from northern Arizona. And hey, Derek, good to see you. And in northern Arizona, you get like, it's in like the top 10 for the feet of snow in the United States. And a lot of people don't know this.
No, I
But
didn't.
I mean,
I had no idea.
I have a video from a long time ago when I love to shovel snow. I don't really get all that going on here too much because you don't get as much snow here. Hey there, lazy days ahead. Good to see you all. Um, but so no, I mean, we've had it cold, although I say no, but we didn't have that negative 30 something with wind chill going on
Yeah,
in Arizona either.
yeah.
That was some craziness. But my understanding is that doesn't happen on a regular basis.
You don't get hit near as hard as like we do here in Northeast Kansas, I know, because I can
Mhm,
remember my sister, I'd be so jealous because spring
mhm.
always came a little faster and the
Oh,
weather was
Huga.
always a little milder and
Mhm.
yeah. We already have a question for you. Lynn the Okie would like to know what your hat says.
Oh, it says faith over fear, friends. Right there.
I love that. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Oh, I thi
Hey, tool
that
time.
must be Jesse, not Lisa. No butts here either unless it's pork.
And yes to the pork.
Oh, we have Higgy Humstead. I always
Huga.
thank you. I always struggle on that, and I know I've said it right before on my lives,
I
and
love the
so
name of their channel.
me
I read a
too.
I read a book. There's books on like Huga culture and stuff. I don't know if you've heard of like Huga stuff,
Oh,
but
definitely. That's when you put,
yeah.
like, in the raised beds, you could, like, put your tree limbs
Oh,
and
you're
stuff.
thinking, okay, so hold on. I meant Huga culture, not Hugel
Hoggle
culture. So
yeah.
the word
Okay.
Huga, it stems from, I think it's Danish, and
Oh,
she can
okay.
correct me if I'm wrong, but
Okay.
it means like just cozy. And like, so there's books out
Okay.
there on Huga because they're supposed to be the happiest people on the planet. So what do they do? So
Oh,
people, there was a while back where I was like studying happiness. I know it sounds, I was nerding out on it. What can I say?
no.
And was looking at books like Huga books about, creating like this space where you just basically create the perfect environment for happiness. So
Oh,
that's your fuzzy socks,
wonderful.
guys. Your fuzzy socks, your comfy pajamas, the fireplace with the warm cup of tea or hot cocoa or what have you, and small
Yep,
groups
yep.
of friends or family.
There
Cozy
sh
home.
there she explained this to us. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yes, is the layered. gardening. And I will tell you, and this is probably showing
Did
what
you
a
see?
nutso I am, but
Mhm.
how I knew how to try to say it right was
Mhm.
you'll hear kind of military like "hooga."
Uh-huh.
They have that whatever they say. It
Mhm.
I don't wanna offend anyone by saying it like that because I probably am doing it all wrong, but that's how I kind of tried to
Mhm.
say it right when I first
Mhm.
met their channel. So, I'm sorry
Yep.
if I totally offended
No, I like
anyone.
that. That's fun. I
Oh,
almost wanna do it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it right, so
yeah, I know, that's why yeah.
I love that, a hoogler. I'm always happy too. We've got serotonin going on. That's what that
That's
means.
right. Oh, yes, Derek, your mo was it your mother-in-law,
Aw.
father-in-law mother-in-law, and the funeral. Oh, I'm so
Mhm.
sorry. Been thinking of you
Yeah.
for sure. I know it's been a
Mhm.
process that you've been going through for a while. Oh,
Mhm.
thank you. Yes, and I'm not gonna try to even say it, but
I'll when I go off this live, I'm gonna go out there and
gonna
tell
be
my husband.
practicing.
I think I can do that.
Well, I have friends who and family who are in military, and they're probably just going
Mhm.
So, yeah. Okay, it was the father-in-law, yes.
Yeah. Bummer.
Oh. So, I'm gonna just randomly will ask you a few questions as we, go through the evening. I spend this hour just visiting and getting to know you, so whatever topics get brought up and where we get stuck on things is where we go. I don't have a
That's how I talk.
super
Yeah.
format on things. I just have, questions to ask when we have dead space. And so,
Mhm.
one of the first things I love to ask people is, what made you decide to get into YouTube? Hey, Carrie.
So, my husband had a YouTube channel, and his channel is Grandpa's Guitar, and he doesn't
Oh.
really put anything on there now because he puts stuff on my channel. But I would watch lives and I'd be using his YouTube. And he didn't he's like, "You need to get your own YouTube. Quit going on lives with my YouTube. You're making me look like a girl."
I love it.
Because everybody knows if you see me in a chat, I always do like smiley faces and a heart just to, extend the love, right? And so I'm doing smiley faces and hearts under my husband's YouTube channel. And he's like, "You need to quit
You
that."
gotta stop. You gotta stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how it started. And it started with that. And then I had ordered some live plants, and a coworker wanted to see a video of the unboxing. Like, she wanted to see
Oh,
how they got
fun.
delivered, what it looked like. So I thought, okay, I'll do that video for her and then I'll put it on YouTube because that'll give me something to put on YouTube.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I did. And then they didn't do a great job on the plant. So it really came in handy when I emailed the company and said, "Hey, here's the link to my YouTube video. These plants weren't
Ooh.
in the best shape."
Yeah. So then you
They
got
credited
something
me.
better, hopefully.
They were nice. Yes, they credited me. Well, they replaced some and credited me. "Hey, Pike Creek Farm, good to see you." So, yeah, that's how I got started. And
That
then
is
I
awesome.
was thinking this is great because I really I tend to nerd out on stuff a lot, and that's what I call it. When I want to research something, I just, really go to
Me too.
town nerding out on things. And
Yep.
it gives me a great avenue to share and document the information. So then if I ever forget, I can just go watch my video again too.
And you have somebody else who out there that's going to relate because if you're anything like
Mhm.
me, the people around you, like my children and
Mhm.
my husband, may not be as excited about what I'm researching or learning or
Uh-huh.
doing. And they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, yeah, you
They
mean this?"
still absorb it though. They soak
Yeah.
it up. You just plant the seeds of thought
Yeah.
and let them do what they will. Yeah, it
But
works.
yeah. But like
Mhm.
I mean, there's some things we just have different interest in, and I'm
Mhm.
totally fine with that. Cause like my husband, he likes to ride motorcycles.
Mhm.
If I rode anything, it'd be a horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just we're a little different, and that's
Yeah.
fine. But I don't need to hear about his motorcycles all day, and he doesn't need to hear about my cows.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
Mhm. True,
But I do
true.
love what you say. You're planting the seed with some things you're doing, like
Some things.
gardening,
Because
and
I
yeah.
really try to get that herb a lot of stuff that I'm really nerding out on most of the times, like, herbal medicine or food
Oh
for
yeah,
health kind of things.
super
And
important to share.
yeah, and my girls growing up, they're like, "Oh, here she goes," right? But yet they can regurgitate some of that stuff back to me. Like
That's
they can
awesome.
totally they've retained that information, a lot of it.
Oh, that's
So it's
fantastic.
great, yeah.
Um,
And the grandbabies are learning. It's
I was
really
gonna
cool.
say, and so now, obviously with your name, you're a grandma. And
Mhm.
so I bet you're enjoying spending time sharing this stuff with them too.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome. And I'm not a weekend grandma. They're like right there. They moved with us
Oh, that's
and
so
there's 2
wonderful.
houses on the property, so,
Oh,
you
nice.
know, yeah, so they're not far and they can pop over. Like get to see them almost every day
Oh, how
um
wonderful.
and we can go out on the property and I can teach them about the plants and what they do. It's really cool. My husband scratched himself, and one of the grandbabies went and ran and got some yarrow and brought it back to him because
That's
she
cool.
remembered, and she's 5. Is that
That
not the
is
coolest
so
thing ever?
cool. Oh, I
Yeah,
love
she
that.
remembered that yarrow, put it on that scratch, it's going to stop bleeding. I thought that was so cool.
Oh, I love
Aw,
that.
thank you, Huga. It's just the lighting.
Youngest looking grandma in town. That's awesome. Yes. Um, so how did you end up deciding a name then
Well,
for the channel?
I love being a grandma. And
Mhm.
we always referred to my husband as Mountain Grandpa. Like that's what we would Mountain Grandpa because he's out, with the deer hunting and, looking for the sheds from the deers and stuff like that. And we go out riding quads and go hiking and all of this stuff. And in Arizona, when we were up north, we were at like 7,000 feet. So being that high up in the Kaibab Mountains, so it was the best one. And I don't even know the other ones that I tried first, but
I
I'm
don't
sure there
remember
was
mine either.
other names I tried to Google and they were
Yeah.
all taken. You know how that
You
is.
do struggle with that. You're like, "Oh, this is the best idea." And then you're like,
Mhm.
"Well,
Of
yeah, it
course
is
it
because
is.
it's already
Somebody else
gone."
has.
And how do
Yeah.
you come up with a name to describe yourself, And
Yeah,
it's hard to come up with names, I think. Some
it
people, they're like,
is.
"Oh, it's just this or that." And I'm just like, I
Mhm.
had to really try to think hard on,
Yep.
how to describe myself. But
Yep. And I love being a grandma. It's the funnest thing.
I agree.
Oh.
I have a little one of my own I'm so excited about. It is so fun. It's the best thing ever. I don't get to see mine as often as you get to see yours, but treasure
Yes.
whatever time we get, right?
Yeah. I mean, and that's for this moment. You know what I'm saying? Like this
Mhm.
moment in time, I get this opportunity. And who knows what tomorrow or next year might hold or something. I
That's
hope
right.
I hope that I get more of this in my life for sure.
Oh, how exciting. Tool Time Adventures. I
Oh,
think
that's awesome.
you're definitely coming from her channel. Welcome to the channel.
Mhm.
Nice to meet you, and congratulations on a new
Yes.
grandbaby coming. How
So
exciting.
fun. When we just have to like if they get in trouble, we can't say anything. We have
Yeah.
to bite our tongues and
Yeah.
let mom and dad do mom and dad stuff.
That's probably really hard, especially with them being there all the time because
Mhm.
it's like, you don't wanna upset mom and dad by,
Yeah.
getting involved.
Mhm. Yep. They're such good babies though. They
No.
know. They don't try to push the like they'll tell us, "No, we can't have any candy."
Wow.
Mom said we can't.
That's awesome. They're very
Mhm.
honest then.
They're very honest. Yeah, they'll tell on themselves. and us.
Yeah. Oh, well, and see, that's the other thing. Yeah. So if we do slip up and give that candy, they'd be saying, "Well,
Yeah.
Pamela told me it was
Yeah.
okay. It'd be our secret."
Yeah. Mhm.
So how long have you been doing YouTube?
So it's been a couple of years for me now.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah. I think I've hit like the 2-year mark. So
How
it's
exciting.
been, yeah, when I first uploaded that first video to do that unboxing, I really didn't hey there. I didn't upload a lot of videos at that
Mhm.
point. So I mean 2 years, but maybe a year and a half for when I really
Of
tried to
real
be
content.
consistent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I have found a lot of people when I ask them that question that that's the way it is. You might put a
Mhm.
video out here or there just to kind of test the waters and see if it's something
Mhm.
you like, see if you can figure out how to do it. For me, it
Mhm.
took 4 years from that first opening up an account and putting out it was
Mhm.
just a response video, and I
Uh-huh.
had I just wanted to be part of the group. I didn't want to, like,
Mhm.
have a channel, but
Uh-huh.
in order to post something, you had to have a channel.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
so, yeah, it took like 4 years of that before I actually
Mhm.
started making content. So, yeah.
Yeah. And it's awesome. Hey there, Cam Patton family. Gil, good to see you.
I have a fly. It's that
Oh
time of
my
year.
goodness, they've been horrible this time
Oh,
of year, haven't they?
it's been bad. And I
It's been bad
noticed the
here too.
little, Asian beetles have come out. My husband cut all
Oh
the soybeans
no.
around the house, and then they came
Mhm.
to the house, and I'm like, "They must have been hiding in the
Mhm.
soybeans because" you know
Mhm.
what I'm talking about? They look like little
Yes.
ladybugs, but they sting you.
Yes. We were inundated last year and I saw a couple outside and I was thinking, "Oh no, not you guys," because I don't know how they find their way in, but
They
they
do.
do.
I don't know how they can squeeze through the tiniest
That
hairline
must be
crack, I
it.
guess,
Mhm.
because I'll have them on our ceilings in the winter,
Mhm.
the dead of
Yeah.
winter, and they're still there. You can
Vacuuming
vacuum
them
them
up
up
all
and
the
they still
time.
yes.
Oh gosh, it's awful.
Yes, I hate it.
Mhm. Hey, Candy Dudette, good to see you.
Oh, sorry I didn't say hello. I'm so excited. Something else I always ask people to do. We're doing a
Mhm.
pretty good job keeping up with the side chat, but feel free to ask either of us questions
Mhm.
because a lot of people are coming from your channel tonight, and so they
Mhm.
may not have seen me or whatever.
Mhm.
Feel free to ask either of us a question, but I just ask that you maybe put it in all caps or maybe put the word question in all caps or something to bring it to our attention because I'd never mean to miss anyone if I did, but if I
That's a
do,
good
that
idea.
helps
Mhm.
bring that up. Yes, they're looking to hibernate for the winter. Yeah,
Mhm.
well, I don't really particularly want them hibernating in my house.
I
So
know.
they
We
will
had
every
them
year.
like that. Oh my goodness, last year.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it was so horrible. I'm
So
hoping that doesn't happen
you've
again.
been on your property for about a year now.
Mhm.
What things have you done that you wanted to get done? What things that maybe you got done that you didn't think you'd get
Mhm.
done? Or tell me a little bit
Mhm.
about your journey this last year on your new property.
Sure. So we had, hey Jeannie, we had all kinds of remodeling we had to do because it had the 2 homes and we let the kids take the big one and we took the small or fixer upper one
Mhm.
and it had a lot of fixer upping to do. Like we had to replace subflooring and carpets and I didn't share any of that on YouTube or anything, um but we had to do a lot of that. And yes, so my husband, he posts all his guitar stuff on my channel now because I beg him to do that.
Well, sometimes it's hard to
It
come
helps
up
with the
with
content.
content when you're busy. Like here you are
Mhm,
trying to remodel or whatever,
mhm.
work on this home, and
Yep.
you cannot pick up the camera every time you want to do something. Sometimes you just
Yeah,
need to get something done.
yeah, and we do a
So,
lot of stuff together. So,
yeah.
my husband and I, we met when I was 19 because I had a fake ID and I auditioned for his band.
Oh my
So,
goodness, I
we
love
just
this story.
so a lot of music that we play together. So, it's kind of fun to have it on our channel. That's gonna be wonderful memories for us. And
Yeah.
we've been obviously together a really long time because I'm clearly much older than 19.
Oh, that is so
But
sweet.
we just did a Fleetwood Mac song that we shared on our channel for anybody who's curious. But
Hey,
he
Ginger.
you can look, I have a playlist for music that shows like a lot of the music
Oh, good.
that we do, and he plays lead guitar, so he can do all kinds of different kinds of music, but he loves to do old rock stuff too. He does like a great Purple Rain by
Oh, I
Prince,
gotta go check
all
out this
guitar.
playlist.
He does the great with that. Hey Christine, good to see you.
So anyone,
And hey Indiana Chris.
anyone that is new to her channel, up at the very top, I have pinned a link to get to her YouTube channel. So all you have to do is just go to playlist if you're wanting to see where this
Mhm.
is. So yeah.
Yeah. Hey Ginger.
So good to see
So
everyone
anyways,
here.
so we did so we had to take care of the house, you know, fix stuff, and then we also had to, we're still working on getting some roofing done. We had to build infrastructure because when we came here, that trip was just a nightmare.
Oh,
And I was pulling the trailer with the goats and the chickens. So we're driving here and I'm pulling a trailer with goats and chickens. And, you know, I mean, I couldn't do any sightseeing, right? Because I had to watch the road. My husband's behind me and I'm on the CB. He's all, you got a diesel coming up next to you. You need to slow down or whatever it is I needed to do. He was
Leanne.
so ready to wring my neck by the time we got, because he's usually the driver. I'm not usually the driver. I'm the passenger. And I have to say, I love the passenger seat. I'm
Yeah.
driving for 3 days, not my thing. But
Yeah.
hey, Leanne. So we had to do infrastructure for the animals that we brought, right? The goats, the chickens, and then we had to upgrade it. We've had meat birds. So we kind of had to figure out something for those guys during their brief stay. Um, but also like the garden. So it was my first year gardening here. That was huge fun. I can't say it was an entirely huge win, but I did have some wins and I will claim success on some things. And I want to plant more out in the woods. There are some plants and herbs and things I want to grow that are going to be really, they're going to be like drought tolerant and they're going to be able to handle just taking care of themselves. So this year, I was able to figure out a couple more plants I want to put out there. We do have some lemon balm growing out there already,
Lemon balm.
but oh my gosh, it's so much better when it's like grown from your own garden and not purchased. So we it was like a truck to truck one, and we don't have like our, we have CB stuff, but we haven't hooked it up yet. And we don't have like that the ham radio license, but we do want to get one of those. That's another one of our to dos.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
a lot of
Well,
farmers
good to
used
have.
to do that around here where it was just so that you
Mm-hmm.
could talk to people in different fields or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Plus, we've, you know, still got family, you know, that's not in this state. And if anything happened with the phone system or what have you,
Mhm.
it would be nice to be able to communicate with them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's definitely a good thought. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
we have another newbie. Hello,
Hey,
welcome.
dragonflies. Good to see you. So there's that. And we want to, so we've kind of got our grandbabies love to ride quads. So
So
we have some
fun.
trails that we put in on the property for them. And there's like a back area of the property. That's cool.
Hey, Nanny
Hey, Nanny
Tam.
Tam. There's a back area of the property that's like another place I want to garden at and that I want to grow. I say garden, but I mean, I want to grow some stuff to where I'm not watering it. And if it gets
Yeah.
dry, it still lives.
Yeah.
Um, oh, thank you, Ginger. That was
Oh,
fun.
awesome. Now we all have to go find that and watch it.
Yeah, I kind of hid in the back of that on that. It was Fleetwood Mac's "You Make Love and Fun." I'm like, I am not gonna be dead center singing this song. I'm You put me in the back. You can be up front. But it is a great
That's
song.
funny. That's funny. So I'm
So,
sure that it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve on gardening there versus your other
mhm,
place, because I'll never forget when oh, I'm going to totally blank on which channel I'm thinking of, but they moved to Missouri and
mhm,
they were like, "Oh, you cannot do
mhm.
the gardening the same. The weeds are ridiculous. You
Yeah,
have to do it
they were
differently."
they were ridiculous this year. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. They were
So,
crazy. But I also, what's funny? Like, so I'm gardening here and I'm growing different things. And every year I try to grow, something different. That's what's fun about gardening, right? Never
yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
So I found some things this year that I'm telling, my friends and family in Arizona, you guys need to grow this. Like, this would totally grow there and it's going to do amazing.
You two can
Tons of woods and we need drought top.
figure
Okay.
out, yeah.
So,
Get
Christine, I don't know what
get
you
some
all
comfrey
thought
going
of.
maybe.
Yes, that's a good one. And St. John's wort. I'm telling you, like if I have like I grew several plants of it so I can see what it looks like, in one area and then with me not really doing anything with it and it's still alive, like that says something. And then the amaranth,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
another one I want to grow in the woods because I can tell it's just going to do its own thing and I can go out there and harvest the leaves and the seeds and everything. It's going to be awesome.
I always thought I would put some pawpaw plants in our wooded area because they have
Uh-huh.
to grow under a canopy, and I
Uh-huh.
thought, "Oh, that would be perfect," but now, of course, I
Huh.
wanna turn it into a pasture, so we'll see. I'd like to bring the
Interesting.
pasture back.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I'm writing
Glenda.
that down because I've heard of those and you'll have to remind me. Hey, Glenda, the pawpaw plants, aren't they kind of like a tree, like a little tree?
They are, and they are native somewhat to this area. So
Mm-hmm.
up in Nebraska, they do grow wild, and I'm kind of
Mm-hmm.
on the Nebraska-Kansas border. I'm close
Mm-hmm.
enough where I think it could grow. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure if Missouri, if it's native to that area or not, but I
I
mean, why
think we
not
have
try?
them. I think I've heard of those. And there's
They're
some kind of
really
fruit,
fun.
right?
Yeah, so I think different areas it tastes different, but to me,
Hey,
the
Don
ones
Ray
that
B,
we
thank
got,
you.
um, they were soft like bananas, but
Mm-hmm.
they tasted more tropical, but I
Huh.
made a banana bread recipe with it, and it was
What?
so
That's
good.
so cool.
So good, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So
Oh
let's
yeah, I'm
see.
writing that down.
John Raby has 3 trees started. Awesome. We'll have
That
to
is
follow that journey with
awesome.
you. Did I
Very
miss?
cool. Where are you, Dawn?
Yeah. Yes, like custard. They're
Oh,
so
they're
good.
native here in Missouri.
You can eat
Dragonflies.
them plain even. You don't have to bake with them. I just did because I had some that needed used right away.
Mhm. Dragonflies, that is a beautiful picture of you, friend.
I am in Northeast Kansas. I'm just right there in the corner. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
West Virginia. And see, I have heard that different
Okay.
places that grow, it tastes a little bit different too. Like some people will say it's more kind of a fruity papaya. Some people think it's more of a banana, and other people
Mhm.
think it's like custardy or whatever.
Mhm.
But I wonder if that's true. Like the
Oh,
weather
I'm putting
conditions
that on my
make a
list.
difference.
And it makes me
Okay, yay.
now I've been trying to take stock of, hey, Callie King, good to see you. I've been trying to take stock of, what I see growing around the property and some of the stuff, I don't even know what it is. Like I'm trying to figure out what the heck this is.
That's probably exciting though,
It is
getting
so
to know your
exciting.
property. Like,
Mhm.
"Ooh, do
Hey,
I have
Lulu.
chestnuts?" Or, "What are
Mhm.
these trees?" And yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna look up that one. That would be fun. Oh, off the wall preppers from southeast Nebraska.
Okay, awesome.
Mhm.
Well, that
And the
is good to
different
know.
varieties taste different, is what Don Ray B said. That's
Okay.
cool.
That's what I was thinking too. Um,
And I love that they
sunflower and
grow under a canopy
I know, that's what I thought. I'm like, then I could grow
because
food
we got a
because
lot of
I'm
canopy.
all about
Mhm,
when moved here, when I started putting plants out, I did have things gifted to me, tulips,
mhm.
and we call them
Nice.
naked ladies and different things
Mhm,
from neighbors that were
mhm.
welcoming us, and maybe I got
Hey,
from my
Kenzie.
grandparents and things. And
Mhm,
I did take those just because they were special. But anything I
mhm,
wanted to buy, it was edible landscaping. Like I
mhm.
wanted blueberry
Yeah,
bushes, not the other kind of bushes, because I can get fruit off
yeah.
of them, but blueberry bushes are also beautiful in the fall. They're like fire
Are
red
they?
and
No
yeah.
kidding?
Yeah, and
I
so
didn't know that.
that was my passion when I first started putting things around here was I want
Mhm,
edible landscaping. And so Papa's
mhm,
was kind of the same thing. It's like at the time I thought, well, we're never going to do anything with that down there. So I could just throw some in
mhm,
the ground and see what happens. Well,
mhm.
now, life changes and your plans change and
Uh-huh.
now it would probably just attract, raccoons and things, and I don't want that around, chickens and such, but
Yeah. That
anyway.
is so good to hear. I didn't know that blueberries change colors like that.
Well, and it may be different varieties do different
Mhm,
ways, but, the ones I was looking at definitely did.
mhm.
Yellow berries on a bush, deer haven't touched them, so I'm thinking they're poisonous. They are wild thorns on the stems. Yeah, I would be careful,
Hmm.
and I would
I don't know
definitely
what those are.
ask and see if you can find an old timer in your area or our
Mhm,
local extension office is super great. If
mhm,
they don't know, they'll send it off or whatever.
mhm.
So that's how I attack those kinds of things. Same thing with mushrooms. I'm like, morels
Hey,
enough
Dark
there.
Lord
I'm
Minute.
scared to go anywhere else. Hey, I didn't see
Mhm,
Xander slide in.
mhm.
Usually he says slide on
Yeah,
in.
do that. Dragonflies, post those on your community page. I wanna see them.
Yeah, for sure. I know there
Mhm.
are wild oh, now I'm gonna completely forget what they're
Hey,
called.
you could do a short too, Christine. I've done
Oh,
that when I
yeah.
don't know what something is. I've done a short of it, and everybody wants to tell you what something is if you don't know. If they know,
Oh,
they
for
want to
sure.
tell you. They want to be like, "Oh, I can solve this for them." I wish I
Mm.
could find morels too. I have not seen them.
Oh, my husband, it just kills him that he's never found one. My son and I have found a few on our property, but,
Mhm,
my father-in-law had let so many people hunt on here
mhm,
before we moved on here, and
mhm.
so they usually get found before I find them.
Aw,
Yeah,
darn
but
it,
it's
huh?
all good, it's all good. So,
Mhm,
hello to a few people that have come in.
mhm,
Yeah, I'm just sure they do. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of a rusty red. Check it
mhm.
I mean, check
I
me.
love that red.
I've been
So
known
many
to be
fun
wrong,
reds.
but I mean, I just thought and then in the spring, you have the blooms, and so you have the flowers, and so it's pretty.
Mhm,
I don't
mhm.
know. Oh, wow. Okay, oops.
Hmm,
That is amazing. Wild
that
blueberries.
is.
Can you remind me where Christine's from, where they're at now? Um, they're by where they had a conference recently. I don't think that's Missouri. Oklahoma? I don't
Hmm.
remember. Anyway, so I've
Ginger,
never
I've
been
never heard of
to visit.
Alstroemeria.
What did I miss?
She's saying, has anyone ever grown Alstroemeria?
I need to scroll down.
Mhm. Yeah.
Ginger, you're gonna have to fill us in because I've never
Like, is
heard of
that the
anyone.
Latin name? Is there
Is
another
there I was gonna
name?
say, is there another name? Is that the
Maybe
plant's
an
real
easier name?
name? It kinda like naked ladies are actually called, oh, what are they called? I don't remember. I can't,
I
my
don't.
brain. I just literally I was telling her I
Mhm.
came in, I had taken my dad to an appointment, and I was like, I had a baby calf born this morning, so I was like, I've got to milk that
Aw.
mama within 12 hours
Mhm.
and, relieve some of that pressure, because they're milk cows and
Mhm.
that's just what you do.
Yeah.
So I milked her real quick and I came in and my brain's just not focused right now, but anyway,
Well, you've
we
got one
missed
up on me
something, we
because I don't know
must
what
have been
those are at
there.
all.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there a nickname? We have wild blackberries here
Mhm.
in Northeast Kansas. We have wild strawberries.
Oh,
I
but
did
they
not
can't get to them
know.
because of the chiggers. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I
seen any. I was hoping we had some on the property, but I haven't seen any.
I bet they're there.
I'll have to plant
Look,
them.
yeah, look in the
Mhm.
spring for the because we lived here for several years before I realized down the road and
Mhm.
close to a creek, there were
Mhm.
blackberries. For years, I never even knew it, but one
Mm.
spring I
Yeah.
happened to catch it when they were blooming. And then
Mm.
in the fall, when where I'm on the tractor and I'm like
Mhm.
looking on the sides, thinking, what do we have growing? Because
Uh-huh.
we found wild strawberries. And I was like, I
Mhm.
didn't even know they grew here. But they're the size of a pencil eraser, so they're not worth it.
Mhm. We used to have
Oh,
pinyon pine cones that we would go harvest in northern Arizona. And it's
oh, cool.
basically, the pine nuts?
Yeah.
So it's getting those.
Oh,
And
that's awesome.
yeah, it was so awesome. I missed it this year because you go right
That's
around August,
awesome.
September. Well, you start like scouting for the trees. Every year you scout for the trees that you're going to harvest because
Yeah.
not every pinyon pine is going to necessarily have a lot of pinyon pine cones that they're going to be producing that year. They
Okay.
alternate
Yeah.
several years or something.
Interesting.
So we would go scouting for them, and you take a tarp and you take gloves that you don't want because you get so much pine sap on your hands
Oh, I
when you're
bet.
harvesting them. But oh my
Yeah.
goodness. So we would have just like gallon sized bags of pine nuts. It was awesome. Mind
That
you,
is
they
so
weren't
cool.
shelled. You had to,
So, did you
shell them.
make, pesto or anything with them, or what did you do with
So
them?
we
Roast
would
them?
roast them, and most of the time we just ate them as snacks.
I think that sounds lovely.
It is. Like, if you were to have to, like, crack them all open and use them to cook with, it would be a lot of work.
Hey, Jesse, the mod father, did it for you. So, if you guys are wanting
Oh,
to grow
okay.
this, I guess it's a flower, you should go to that link. He has a link probably on his page that he's leading you to so that you can find that particular seed. So awesome.
Mhm. That is awesome. Oh, Glenda, do you see? She's got native persimmons. That is so cool.
Oh, we have persimmons here, too. They're little. They're
Mhm.
not like the are they
Mhm.
called Japanese ones where that are really big that you can find in like the health food stores?
Mhm.
Um, okay,
Oh, Dark
that's
Lord Minute's been out pine nut collecting before. Yeah,
oh
it's
cool.
fun.
I've never
Mhm.
known anyone that's ever done that.
Mhm.
But
We
around
never did
here, I don't
video it, and
know.
I'm kind of wishing that we would have because that would have been cool to go back and see.
I bet
But
they're around here.
we weren't super efficient, so we'd go get them, and then sometimes everything we harvested might sit in 5-gallon buckets for several days,
Yeah.
and then we do the rest of it. But
So, you said you harvest them when they fall on the ground. Around here, that's the way we were told too, but I think I've been told that you have to have a good hard frost first.
hmm.
And if I remember right, Glenda, they have a very short time frame of when they're ripe and you can eat them. Like they need to be soft first. If they're firm, they're really bitter. I don't know.
Hmm.
You'll have to let us know. Have you done the seed test where you cut the seed to see if it's a spoon, a knife, or a fork? Have you found that in your area yet? Um, and Leanne says she has them too. So you'll have to let us know. Maybe you guys can do a short on what it's going to be like in your area. Have you ever heard that old wives' tale before?
No, I'm thinking seeds of what?
So the
Like,
persimmons,
oh, the
um,
persimmons. Oh,
you cut
okay.
it in half, and if
Uh
it's
huh.
a, spoon, you'll
Uh
be
huh.
shoveling lots of snow.
Oh.
I don't remember a fork and knife. I think the knife is like the wind will cut you like a
Mhm.
knife or something like that. You're
Uh
gonna have
huh.
really cold or ice or something. Someone in the crowd, I'm sure, will tell us exactly
Mhm.
what it is. But yeah,
Mhm.
the deer always to meet you. I've only
Good night,
eaten a
Dawn. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for coming in. I've only eaten a few of them, and I really like the ones I bought from the health food store, the big ones. They were
Mhm.
so good. I need to try to find, the lady I was gonna get a start from on the tree got hit by lightning and it died,
Mhm.
and so I never got
Oh,
to start.
shoot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was old, and it had come from my great-grandma's farm, so I
Mhm.
really wanted to get a start off of it, but
Aw.
oh well, oh
I
well.
think it was Glenda at Grace and Fire that did a video on her persimmons. Like you did a short or something on processing your persimmons.
Okay, and she said she forgot to cut open the seed.
Mm.
I wanna try a pudding. I've heard that a persimmon pudding is really, really good.
Mhm.
Oh, see, I didn't even know this was an option. Oops, wrong one. That you can buy the pulp already prepared from an apple orchard. You're spoiled.
Mhm.
So spoiled.
Nice.
Okay, fork is the mild winner. I knew there had to be a mild one in there. It couldn't all be bad, right?
Mhm. Oh,
Oh, the
Kentucky
goats
goat.
like them. How funny.
Hey,
How
Step.
funny. I think we're gonna have a bad winter here where I'm at. I just have this feeling, and I don't want it
Mm.
because I'm gonna start really getting heavy into milking because I had
Mhm.
2 calves born in the last week, so
How far do you have to walk to get
it's not
the milk
terrible.
home?
It's the hardest part is the wind is awful,
Mhm.
and I hate having to put on all the layers
All the
because
layers.
I feel
Mhm.
like the Marshmallow Man, on Ghostbusters, the
Mhm.
Marshmallow Puff Man, and you're
Yes.
walking like this, and you're trying
Mhm.
to milk, and you can't
Mhm.
move. I hate it. But
Yeah.
and it's also hard to get food and water to them because,
Mhm.
I don't have, like, automatic waterers or anything like that, so it's
Mhm.
just a garden hose that I have to bring in the house.
Yeah. I wanted to get so some of the other animals that I want to get is I would love to get Cooney pigs. I would love to have Lisa, Yogi Hollow Farms. I would love to
Yeah.
have some of her pigs' offspring
Wouldn't that
just
be
because they're so
cool?
dang sweet too.
Yes.
But I would love to have that. I would love to have maybe some sheep. I've thought about that and I'd love to have a donkey. But we're going to have more infrastructure in before we do those things. And last winter, we're dealing with this negative 30 something with wind chill
No
craziness
fun. No
that we've
fun.
never experienced in any of
Yeah,
our lives.
yeah. I can handle it
So,
if we have it for a few days. It's when it's 2
yeah,
weeks that I can't
yeah.
do.
Yep. I will say that part of it's kind of nice that it's not. And that's one thing I've
Usually there's
noticed. Like,
reprieve.
yeah, like in Arizona, I mean, whether you're in down in the valley is what we call it, which is like the greater Phoenix area, or if you're up north, you could still say whatever the temperature is, it's pretty much what you can expect it's going to be for the most part. Like
Oh,
when it's
okay.
cold, it's cold. When it's hot, it's hot. You're probably not going to deviate from that for the entire season until it, gets warmer or cools off or what have you. But here we've noticed you could have it, for example, this week, I think we're going to get down into lows in the 20s and then it's going to be right back up, in the 70s
Mhm.
or something. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I always
So
tell
that part of
myself, "I
winter's
can get
nice.
through it. I can get through this."
Yeah. It's the gray. We come from the land of blue skies. You go
Oh,
outside
yeah.
and the
Yeah.
sky is gray. The trees are gray. Everything's gray.
Yeah, it's hard. And
By the end
spring
of
is
winter, we're
so
ready for sunshine.
yes, and green grass.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome, Leanne, that your canner's full.
I think she said she was doing pears. I didn't quite get it
Mhm.
completely, but I think that
Yep,
that's
I
what
think it's
what's going on
pears.
in her kitchen today, maybe.
Mhm.
I'm excited for her
I
on
have
that.
my pressure canner, and then I started studying pressure canning more,
Uh-huh.
and I've scared the crap out of myself.
Oh,
So,
no.
I've gotta study more
So you've
before I
not pressure canned
I don't
before?
kill anybody. I've not pressure canned before.
Okay,
I've
so the
water
first
bathed
time
canned.
is super scary, but girl,
Mhm.
you got this. You can do this. So you are out there encouraging all these other people, and I do want to briefly talk about these collaborations that you've had.
Mhm.
Um, Getting people to step out of their comfort zone and try new things, and instead of saying I want to do it, just do it. So now
Yeah.
we're going to have to challenge you with your pressure canner, and
Yes.
you can absolutely dial a friend. I mean, you've got my number now, so you can call
I
people and
do.
FaceTime and be like, because I'll never forget the first time I pressure canned. I was with a friend and we hid behind the bar. She had a bar in her kitchen and the stove was behind it, and we were like, peeking and looking because we were so scared it was going to explode because we
Yeah.
actually did know someone who was pressure cooking and it
Uh-huh.
exploded, but she was doing things she shouldn't have been doing. She was cutting
Oh.
corners and trying to open the
Mhm,
vent before it was
mhm.
time, and
Oh
she
my
ended up
goodness.
passing. It was sad, but,
Oh my
she
goodness.
had gotten too comfortable with it, and she had,
Oh,
you
wow.
know,
That's really scary.
she didn't die immediately. It was from infection from the burns, but
Oh my gosh, do you see what Kenzie said? I'm scared to water bath can.
oh, no! You don't have
That's
to be scared of that.
the thing
It's
is,
not
I
that
feel
bad.
like so I've water bath canned and
I've only
I've
pressure
canned
canned. If you can pressure can, you can water bath can.
water bath canning so much easier.
Yeah.
And I've done like tomatoes and salsa goes fast around our house. I mean, we eat a lot of Southwestern style food, so salsa goes quick. But I've done those things and I canned tomatoes and I've canned jams and jellies. And then I hear these horrible stories and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what was the pH of those things? Was the pH low enough? Like, could I have killed
Yeah.
somebody already? Water bath canning? What if
It's a lot to think about. It is.
It is. It
Ginger
is. And
Ginger had a good tip for you. Try with just water to calm your
Mhm,
nerves.
mhm. That's what I do. I water bath. I have water bath canned.
I cried. That was several years ago, and now it's your favorite way to can. I know, it is scary. It is so scary because you don't know this it's like a machine. It's not exactly a machine, but, this equipment, you don't know what you're doing your first time, so
Mhm.
oh, Nanny, my mother-in-law has 2 valves stuck in her
Oh
sink.
my goodness.
Things can happen. If you stay
I haven't
by
even thought
it,
about that
don't
stuff.
walk
I'm
away,
worried about
you're okay.
botulism.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
just get a book or a recipe
Mhm.
that you trust
I do. I've
and
got
start
a ball
small.
canning book and then I've just been watching like some videos that have been produced by like the universities and things. People that are just talking about all of the rules and everything.
It
And
can be
then
so overwhelming.
also, I was watching a lot of Leanne Mennonite Farmhouse. I
Yeah.
was watching a lot of her videos because thank you, Leanne, you would think. But she really gets into the details in her videos. And Leanne, I just hope that you never feel like you're saying things that people might not want to hear because they already know it or something. Because please just keep saying them because I'm learning a lot from you and
Oh, that's
all of
awesome.
her tips and the information. I know some people could get to the point where they're like, I've done so many canning videos. I'm going to quit pointing out the little things that I do and why I do them.
You do that when you do your videos. It's like after you've done
Mhm.
so many of them, it's like you don't wanna hear the same thing, but, the way I look at
Mhm.
it is if I watch somebody's video and I already know that particular type of process,
Mhm.
I can push that
Mhm.
button and fast forward, 5
Yep,
seconds,
that's right.
and if I feel like
Mhm.
but the person who needs to hear it, it's there for them.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
we need to remember that when we make our
Yep.
content.
Mhm. But it's on my so that's like on my one of the next things that I want to get a lot better at is the pressure canning. So that's on my to-do list. And like you mentioned, we did the collaboration with Soap Timber.
I wanna yeah, I was like, we're getting close to our hour. It just goes so fast, but I wanna
Mhm.
hear about your different collaborations that you have had going on recently, and tell us
Okay.
how they went.
So basically, it comes from Lisa, Yogi Hollow Farm, and I. We have a weekly live that we do, 7F goal setting. And it just refers to like your 7Fs: faith, family, friends, finances, future, fitness, and fun. Um, so just trying to keep everything balanced as you set goals out to achieve in your life. And we did the soap making collaboration where we were trying to encourage everybody because I wasn't the only one who had potassium hydroxide and sodium hydroxide and all of the supplies to make cold processed soap. And yet I'd been studying myself to death on it. I could tell you all kinds of things about it because I've been studying it for years and still didn't do it. So it's just that little push to try to encourage people to go make soap. If you want to make soap, make soap. And it's such a great skill to have.
It
And
is.
as far as
It's
preparedness
fun.
goes, it's so fun. It's a great creative outlet. And then, it's really an important skill to have too, I think, if you're talking about like preparedness or self-sufficiency. Sanitation is huge. And so anyhow, go make soap. That was what we did for September. And then we're doing a sourdough collaboration, open to anybody who wants to join us. Just do a sourdough video. Your video was awesome, Angela.
I
Oh my
actually have
goodness.
2 up now. I don't know if they've
I
both made
love
it to
that.
the collaborations, but yeah. Or I don't know if
Mhm.
they've both made it to the list, but yeah, because
I'll
I
go
was
check
like,
them. I'll go check
yeah.
because I'm not sure if I shared the second one yet or not, but I saw it. But I got to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, I was
Sourdough, it's so good for you
it
too.
is. And
Like
it's not
all of
as
the.
scary as you think, and there's a lot of people that
Mm-mm.
have made videos, and I'm
Mhm.
loving watching them, but I
Mhm.
am so excited I decided to go ahead and join because not only did it
Mhm.
make me get my starter going again, but I've had
Mhm.
several people and some, behind the scenes contacted me and
Mhm.
said, "I've had a
Yeah.
starter. I thought I killed it. I didn't know what to do." So I'm so
Yeah.
excited I decided to make the
Yeah.
video because I was like, any beginner person's gonna have a fresh starter, but not
Mhm.
necessarily. They may have had a fresh starter given to them, didn't know what
Yeah.
to do. It got stuck
Yeah.
in the fridge for 6 months or
Mhm.
more. So I was
Mhm.
excited to get to do that, and I was excited that some people learned from it. I noticed there were
Yeah.
some other, in the collab, they aren't
Uh-huh.
necessarily sourdough, but it's the same
Mhm.
concept. One
Yeah,
says
they're
some
doing
almond.
friendship bread.
Yeah, yeah. It's the
Uh-huh.
same concept.
Mhm.
So, I
Yep,
wonder if it
same
has some of
concept.
the same benefits as, sourdough does.
I
I'll be
believe so,
curious.
because the benefits come from the fermentation, right? It's a basically
Yes,
fermented. So
yes,
that's where your benefits are coming
but it's
from.
not
And
an
the fact.
open fermentation inside the Ziploc bags when you do that, because
Mhm.
the sourdough, usually I leave, like, a cloth on top so that the air can
Uh-huh.
get in.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, I'm sure maybe some air gets in the zippy bags. I don't know. I'm geeking out.
Mm. Yeah, I hear ya. Yeah. I'm not quite sure how it's breathing in there either, being in a Ziploc bag,
But it
but
works. It does its
it
thing.
worked.
Yeah, I
And as
haven't done
long
it
as
in
it's
years.
fermenting, then you're getting those cultures in, then you're getting all of that good for you stuff.
Well, I'm gonna
Plus it's
tell
kind of.
myself it's good for me because I usually make
Mhm.
sweetbreads out of that kind.
If it's sourdough sweetbread, it's healthy, guys. That's
That's
the new
right.
rule. Sourdough cookies, have at 'em.
That's right.
Sourdough cake, it's all good. I mean, granted, you got to watch your sugar, but it's the truth. I did some research on this, and basically, the sourdough, the fermentation, helps your body to be able to break down the flour that otherwise your body might have a hard time breaking
Yes.
down. And so it takes that away from it, makes it less inflammatory.
Yes.
And yeah, I did a video called Why Sourdough, and there's all kinds of information on there, but it's so good for you.
There are people who are
You can
gluten
fry chicken with
in
sourdough.
awesome. I've never done that.
Mhm. Mhm.
So,
Yep.
I've had people who are gluten intolerant. I won't say,
Mhm.
they have to be completely gluten free, but
Yeah.
that can handle that kind of bread and be
Mhm.
okay
Mhm.
versus regular bread. And
Mhm.
so I think you're right about how that breaks down the
Mhm.
flour. I think that's
Yeah.
so cool.
Mhm. Yeah, it is. I try to
Here we
include
go.
it like in every if I'm making tortillas or if I'm making cookies or anything to drop some sourdough in there. Hey, Ark, wild man, good to see you.
Welcome in. Someone said something. I do the friendship starter to me more like cake like. Yeah. I used
Mhm.
to make that I did that way before I ever knew about sourdough and I loved it. And I made
Mhm.
a bread that had peaches in it but peaches are my
I bet that
I
was
love
good.
peaches. Yeah.
Mhm.
I cannot believe it, but we we have reached the 1 hour mark. And I wanted to ask you a couple more things. I wondered, do you have any plans of any other exciting news of maybe a collaboration or a project on your farm or anything that you want to share with people to get them excited about what's going on in your world?
Sure. So, again, just invitation out to everyone. If you'd like to join us in the sourdough collaboration, just make a sourdough video. Any recipe, anything sourdough works. And just tag Yogi Hollow Farm and Mountain Grandma myself, and we'll make sure we add you to our playlist. And appreciate you joining that. And then another thing that I do every year that I'm going to be doing in the next month or so is Christmas gifting. And I love making homemade Christmas gifts for people. And I do a collaboration every year. It's not a huge thing, but something that I do. I'll be launching this one this year in November, before December.
Okay, so everybody can get excited about that and be watching for that then.
Mhm.
And before we close out, I will say a few things about my channel too. I have really enjoyed doing the What's Up Wednesday. I've been doing it for several months now, but I do think I think this probably will be the last one for a bit, because I know November and December just get really busy for people. It's a lot of family time, and I don't want people to feel bad if they don't make it to my Wednesday night live or whatever. And so I thought, for November, December, I think I might just stop. And so I will miss all of you, and please
Aw.
stay,
Well, I feel honored to be here with
yeah,
you
on my
on
last
your last
one
one
for
for a
now.
bit. Thank you.
Yeah, I just think that, it's just gonna be crazy, and I have
Mhm.
decided I'm reaching my year mark of, collaborations that have hosted in the past, and I'm reaching my anniversary for Dipsember, and so I need to focus on getting that ready, and I wanna do that
Mhm.
for everyone, but I just know it's
Oh,
busy
that's gonna be a
to
fun
try
one.
to keep up with everything, and I don't want other
Mhm.
people to feel, like, bad if they can't make it or whatever, so,
Mhm.
just stay active with me through my community channel or my community tab, and, of course, on videos and stuff, and I just thank everyone for being here tonight, especially you, Tammy. Thank you so much for
Aw, thank
coming.
you.
So
This
glad
was
that you
fun.
gave us that time. I know you're very, very busy. So thank you everyone for being here. And I think we'll call it a night unless you have anything else you want to add.
Nope, I'm good. Thank you, everybody. It's
All
great
right.
seeing all of
Yeah.
you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.